Good morning, friends. I pray that wherever in the world you are right now, that the next 2 minutes are a blessing to you, so you can be the blessing to the people the Lord has put in your life today. So I'm going to set the scene for you this morning. I'm just back from church, and here was the scene at church this morning. We went to this boardwalk service. It's folding chairs, a woman with a guitar, some sort of drum situation, and 2 songs, and then the minister comes up to preach a short lesson on this Psalms 27. And we're sitting in a row. We're like two rows in, right in front of the preacher. And we are a hodgepodge. I've got one who's dressed to the nines. I've got one who has most of the breakfast that they ate on the front of their shirt. I've got one putting their head in my lap and one wanting me to scratch their back. Anyway, so we're a scene. We are a scene this summer. Anyway, at some point during the service, Phil motions for me because I've got a kid separating him and me, and then the other 2 on the other side of me. And he motions for me to tap. He has something he wants to communicate to the one sitting right next to me. So I tap the one sitting next to me, and she has been fidgeting and taking shoes on and off and looking at her armpit, and I don't know what's going on, but he has me tap her. I tap her, she looks at him, and then he points to the minister. And I'll tell you what, this couldn't have been, I'm in the midst of all this, and this couldn't have been a better object lesson regarding Psalm 27 that he was currently preaching on. Anyway, if you read Psalm 27, the background is that David is fleeing for his life. Saul's trying to kill him. And in the midst of this stress, a stressful situation, David said he prays to the Lord, and he says, there's only one thing that I ask. And it's not that he get freed from Saul. It's not that, Saul die. It's not that that he magically get taken. It's nothing along those lines. He prays this: one thing I ask from the Lord, and this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to seek him in his temple. Anyway, and if you keep reading this, you're just going to love it. But basically, the minister's point is that if you take your eyes off the Lord, that is when the trouble begins, right? Trouble is assailing you. Trouble, things of this world, all these distractions are happening and by moment. But we as Christian people are called to fix our gaze on the Lord. And we actually have to ask him to help fix our gaze, because we don't even have it in us to turn and to look at the Lord. But he is our help, and he is our ever-present help in trouble. And if we fixate on the Lord the way David did, even in the midst of distress and trouble, he will help us and he will protect us. And that's what's in 27:5 if you read this short psalm today. So I don't know what your life is looking like. I don't know if it's a mess like mine, or if you're just trying to focus. You're trying to focus and you're trying to get other people to focus. But here's the thing. Ask the Lord to help you focus. Ask the Lord to help them focus on him. Because really, that's the only thing we ought to be fixated on as you go out today, or stay in and be the blessing. Till next time, Katie.